Fishermen's Forum was in full swing today. Katie Sharp takes us there.
One Rockport resort was a popular place for fishermen on Friday. Fishermen and others in the industry get together to discuss how the industry is doing, what the future looks like, and even technology to get us there. One company is educating folks on their portable underwater generator.
It's exceptional because it accelerates the force of that water and converts the energy into electricity. So that it's scalable, we can add it to your dock solution or to your boat and help your boat become a hybrid energy vessel. But it's also capable of powering communities and islands.
Part of keeping the fishing industry going is making sure that there is little to no obstruction in the water.
We have this expansive coastline, we have rivers. All these can use an energy system that the fish can flow through, a very small environmental footprint, and you can take it in and out of the water.
And the production and maintenance of technology like this can itself be a boost to the marine industry.
Maine has 7 areas that they're concentrating on to rejuvenate and build a new economy. 4 of those areas are covered by our system, and that includes composites, includes renewable energy, and includes all these marine activities that are going to need power.
With vendors, fishermen, and marine organizations like these coming together, it could bring the future of fishing into clear view.
It's fascinating to think of what we're going to do 50 years from now on the water that we didn't do 50 years ago, how we have changed. And one of those changes will be robotics and automated systems powered by electricity.
Katie Sharp, WABI TV5 News, Rockport.
The Fishermen's Forum will continue on into Saturday. For more information, you can go to mainefishermensforum.org.